I go by the name of Dregs One, producer, MC, community activist from San Francisco, California. Basically, it's just like I feel like I'm privileged enough to where it's like I didn't grow up in the golden era of hip hop where it was just coming out to the streets, but I was young and influenced just before like the real ignorant mainstream stuff hit. So when I just remember being in elementary school and everyone talking about Tupac and Biggie and listening to the Wake Up Show for the first time and seeing hip hop on MTV. So just the fact that it was like around, the culture was fresh. Even just as a little kid, it was the music that me and my peers identify with. So just seeing some of the greats and the legends do it and having it be the soundtrack of my life, it just made, it just became a natural part of my identity. And then when I really found out what the culture represented, that's when I really started gravitating towards hip hop. My mom would play classical music, the Beatles. My pops would play a lot of jazz and soul. But I remember being real young, maybe like 5 years old or something like that, even younger, and seeing the Baby Got Back music video and just seeing a bunch of chicks dancing on a gigantic ass cheek. That was probably one of my earliest hip hop memories, and then kind of always just remembering it being like dope, but like it would piss people off. Like politicians always like this evil hip hop music. I remember seeing like speeches like that and being like, what are they talking about? This is the greatest thing ever. I guess the inspiration that makes me want to keep doing it and writing is now just things in life that inspire me. Just the fact that I've been working for so long and how far I've come, and that people reach out to me and tell me that they want to hear more. So it's usually these live shows and live performances, and then just being out and about and being a part of the hip hop community. Like recently we had High Road Day out here, which brought a lot of people together, and then just seeing the attention that's kind of been put on the Bay Area. There's always something going on out here. You're always going to run into some type of artist. So it's just being a part of the community is what's really kind of keeping me going right now. It's like I said, I felt like I belonged to that last generation that really was exposed to it. And even then, a lot of the cats that I came up with, they didn't really focus on the rules of hip-hop. Not to like contain it, but just, simple things of how hip-hop's supposed to include everybody. How hip-hop's supposed to have kind of a message to go with the fun part of it. Having an original style, being able to freestyle, being able to, just kind of I'm just like that hip-hop dude of my generation, because straight up, like most cats, they just rhyming. Like I'm the type of dude, just like I stick to my principles, I stick to my morals. It's like if I see something I don't like, I'm going to speak up on it. I'm going to speak up about what's going on in the world that I don't like, and I'm going to just be a pure energy of hip-hop. I like to stay connected with the four elements, graffiti, DJing, all that type of stuff. So it's like most cats, that's forgotten to them. I always took the time to educate myself about the music industry, and I told myself that I never wanted to make that type of music. I never wanted to go into the mainstream, wide acceptable method. I always had beats that was sampled when everyone out here was doing hyphy beats. I always rapped about real stuff while everyone else was rapping about BS. And a lot of people told me, it's like, man, you're not going to get too far. It's because people ain't trying to hear it. That's not what's hot right now. And that still is kind of the case. It does limit me because I'm political and I do speak about real issues that some people ain't trying to hear. But the fact that there are people, I have been able to find a small fan base for myself. I have been able to find a niche and a lane that works for me. So just getting that feedback from the people that they like what I'm doing, even though I'm making stuff, I'm intentionally making it not to be mainstream, not to, I'm making it for myself. So to be able to do that and still get recognition is a beautiful thing. Well, when I first set out, it was real simple, man. I just wanted to be able to get my music heard by as many people as possible, whether that's a small number or a huge number. There's no cap on it. You know what I mean? I wanted to travel the world. I've been able to do that across the country so far, not yet other international places, but eventually. And I wanted to be the type of San Francisco hip-hop artist that I looked up to, the type of cats that, you could see their presence around the city. It's like you'll run into them in the hood or wherever. You know what I mean? You'll see them around. And it's like I'm getting to that point where I do get recognized by younger people behind me or even OGs that, you know what I mean, know who I am and like what I'm doing, and just bringing something to the table, like helping out my community, being, you know what I mean, being a positive force in it. And, you know, if I get all those things done, no one can tell me shit. It ain't about platinum. It ain't about how much money you make. It's about the type of impact you can have.